We start with what could be called vigilante video. Victims who aren't just getting mad, they're getting weapons. Here's Deborah Roberts.
When victims attack, YouTube is full of scenes like these. Clerks and customers turning the tables on the bad guys.
If you're threatened, you have every legal right to defend yourself.
But robbery is frightening and serious business. Just ask Barry Fixler. It was Valentine's Day 2005. He was just opening his New York jewelry store to his first customers of the day. He shows them engagement rings. They show him a gun.
I looked up and right in my face is an automatic pistol. My brain registered, this is the real deal, and now I have to kill him.
And you said that because you know you've got a pistol right over here.
Yes.
You've got a gun.
Absolutely.
What the robbers don't know is that Fixler's a former Marine and Vietnam combat vet. He slaps the loaded gun out of his face and dives for his own pistol, then comes up shooting. A bullet shatters the glass door. And some of the gunfire hit here.
This is one of my bullets right over here.
Another hits the robber in white.
And I shot him right over here.
One of the guys falls
Just
right there at
falls
the door.
Right there.
Both men are caught and convicted, but the wounded 19-year-old never served his full sentence. Paralyzed by Fixler's bullet, he later died. Why did you feel you had to shoot?
I knew my life's in danger. If somebody's that violent enough to put a gun and threaten to kill me, now I have to kill that person.
Do you think it's heroic for someone to challenge the robber?
No, I think it's suicide.
Suicide.
Yes, because the odds are you're the one that's going to get injured or killed.
Security expert Rosemary Erickson has spent years studying robberies and has even interviewed hundreds of captured crooks. What did they say to you about pulling out a gun on someone? Do they expect they're going to have to probably kill?
In general, robbers do not want to hurt people. They are just there to rob. I'm not saying that makes them good people, but that's just what their particular MO is.
In the 90 seconds it takes to pull off the average robbery, a lot can go wrong, she says, especially when victims fight back. Watch this Chicago store manager wrestle a gun away from the robber. In the struggle, an employee gets shot. And in this YouTube clip called Good Guy 1, Bad Guy 0, the score could have been very different. A motel clerk shoots the armed robber, but look how close his bullets fly past this child in its mother's arms. What are the chances of somebody being hurt or killed if they resist?
Well, they found in robberies that 82% of the deaths were when people resisted.
That's nearly what happened during this stick-up at a Virginia gas station last year. A robber holding a clerk at gunpoint. That's when unsuspecting customer Ted Edmond walks in.
And then all of a sudden, when I looked back, I saw the gun.
Instinctively, Edmund searches for a weapon, anything, and decides a bottle of beer will have to do.
I didn't like it, but I was running out of time. I figured I didn't have any more time.
He clobbers the robber. But unlike Hollywood westerns, the gunman doesn't go down. Edmund does.
And there was nobody more surprised than I was when he didn't go down.
What he does do is shoot the Good Samaritan. You were hit in the process how many times?
4 times.
4 times?
Yeah.
Where did you get shot?
Once in my shoulder and once near my artery here. And they say I got a bullet up here.
But did people call you a hero? How did people react to you after this was over?
I don't consider that as a hero act. I consider that as a human act.
The robbers, there were 2 of them, were caught and convicted. Today, Ted is doing just fine. But not every victim who fights back is. You may remember this holdup in a Michigan Walgreens. Pharmacist Jeremy Hovind fires his own gun, chasing off the would-be robbers. He wasn't congratulated. He was canned. You would think that this person's a hero. His reward is a pink slip. He's fired for saving the store?
That comes down to policy. If they don't enforce that policy, then everyone would carry guns. And it is a greater risk for the business if people there have guns.
As for Ted Edmond, who had no gun but fought back and was shot 4 times, he says when a life is threatened, sometimes there's no other choice.
It's your job. If you're a citizen, it's your job. It's your job to not just stand around and do nothing. Next time it might be you, it might be one of your family members. If everybody do their job, we get thugs off the street.